Single-use plastics are everywhere, from water bottles and candy wrappers to plastic straws and plastic silverware. These plastics aren't all bad when recycled correctly. However, only 9% of plastics have ever been recycled correctly around the globe, leaving about 6.5 billion metric tons of waste in landfills, the ocean, and right here in local rivers, streets, and parks. We must work together to help reduce the amount of single-use plastic waste.
We conducted a survey and asked our respondents how many single-use plastics do they use daily. Out of 185 respondents, we see that roughly 56% of the people said that they use 0 to 2, and roughly 26% of the people said they use 3 to 4, which if we took all the high numbers would bring us an average to 3.34 plastic uses per day, which is pretty good compared to the world.
The second question on our survey was, do you own a reusable water bottle or pitcher? Roughly 84% of the 185 responses said they do, and this shows that a majority of society cares about whether or not we use single-use plastics. What the University of Iowa has been doing to limit single-use plastics would be, in 2010, they released a statement saying the University of Iowa set a goal to foster a culture oriented to reducing plastics, increasing recycling, facilitating composting, enhancing green purchasing practices to achieve a goal of 60% of waste diversion by 2020. And to do this, they installed refillable water bottle stations that you can find at any of the various buildings on campus. They implemented trayless dining in the dining halls, which has been halted due to COVID. And since 2010, in 10 years, they have increased recycling by 13%.
To further elaborate on this topic, I'll be going over the third question that we asked people in the survey that we sent out. First off, I want to thank our participants for responding back to our survey. I know that by reducing the number of single-use of plastics, we are saving our planet and the whole world from collapsing. In a scale from 0 to 10, we asked people how important it was for each individual to reducing the single use of plastics, which we ended up with a variety of responses. About 132 people gave it a 5 and above and stated that it was really important for them to reducing the single use of plastics, and 53 other people stated that it wasn't that big of a deal, really. I think it's about time that people start to realize how in reducing in the single use of plastics, we are reducing in the emission of carbon dioxide and saving our environment and the universe as a whole.
We all know that plastic brings negative impacts on our planet. So why is negative? What the exact problem is? Let me tell you. Single-use plastic is not biodegradable. When the plastic produced, it stays forever. They can travel over long distance by wind until to the other side of the world. And these floating plastics will be washed ashore and accumulated over and over years. And many small pieces of plastics are washed into the ocean again with the heavy rain. Marine animals may mistakenly consume small pieces of single-use plastic, result in choke, poisoning, even die. It badly destroys the ecosystems and is also harmful to human health because the toxic chemicals eaten by marine animals will ultimately enter the human body through the food chain, damaging our brains, lungs, and other organs. So what can we do?
So here are ways you can help with reducing single plastics. So first off, you can start off by recycling all the single-use plastics that you have. But after that, you can also purchase water bottles or water filters to reduce your single-use plastics. Now, it's incredibly important that we reduce our single-use plastics, not only just to help save the planet, but to also ensure a livable future for the next generation. Thank you.